Most people live lives of quiet desperation, settling for less than their potential because of fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. But I've learned this. On the other side of fear lies everything you've ever wanted. Let me share a story. Years ago, I met a young man working at a department store. It was a decent job, but he dreamed of starting his own business. He'd share his ideas and plans, yet years passed, and he stayed in that same job. Why? Fear. He was afraid to take the leap, afraid to be bold. Then, one day, he realized the pain of regret would outweigh the pain of failure. He took his savings, left his job, and started his business. Was it easy? No. Did he face challenges? Absolutely. But 5 years later, I saw him again, running a thriving company with 23 employees. Life had rewarded his boldness. I'm not suggesting you quit your job tomorrow without a plan. That's not boldness, that's recklessness. What I am saying is you must step out of your comfort zone for extraordinary results, because extraordinary results demand extraordinary actions. Most people never achieve their dreams because they never start. They're always preparing, planning, waiting for the perfect moment. But there is no perfect moment. There is only now, and now is all you have. Being bold means acting while others are still thinking. It means raising your hand while others weigh pros and cons. It means saying yes to opportunity while others say, "Let me think about it." In that gap between action and hesitation, fortunes are made, lives are changed, and destinies are fulfilled. Think about the most successful people you know. What's their common trait? They were bold enough to begin, to persist, and to keep growing when things got tough. Take Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. The man who created Mickey Mouse and built an entertainment empire was once told he had no creativity. But Walt was bold. He didn't let rejection define him. He used it as fuel. His boldness brought joy to generations. Or consider Colonel Sanders, who started Kentucky Fried Chicken at 65. While most people think of retirement, he was just beginning. He drove across the country, sleeping in his car, facing rejection after rejection. But he persisted, and his boldness paid off. These stories aren't just to inspire you. They're to show you that boldness is a choice anyone can make. It's not reserved for the elite, nor does it depend on your background, education, or circumstances. It's a decision you make daily. People often ask, how do I become bolder? I tell them it's like building a muscle. You start small and work up. You don't walk into a gym and lift 300 pounds on day one. You'd hurt yourself. The same goes for boldness. Maybe today, being bold means speaking up in a meeting when you'd usually stay quiet. Maybe it's calling a client you've been nervous to reach out to. Maybe it's signing up for a class you've been delaying. Start there. Take that small, bold step, and tomorrow, take another. Soon, boldness becomes who you are. Boldness isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite fear. Every bold person I've met feels fear. The difference? They don't let it paralyze them. They acknowledge it, respect it, but don't let it control their actions. Someone once said, "Fear is the tax you pay on your dreams." If you want something new, you must do something new, and that often means facing fear head-on. What happens when you choose boldness? Life rewards you, though not always as expected. The first reward is growth. Stepping out of your comfort zone expands your capabilities, uncovers hidden strengths, and builds new skills. This growth is invaluable, regardless of the outcome. The second reward is opportunity. Bold people attract opportunities like magnets because they stand out in a world where most play it safe. They get noticed, invited to the table, considered for promotions and partnerships the timid never see. The third reward is respect, self-respect, and the respect of others. Taking bold action earns you dignity, even if you fall short. Others respect it too, even if they don't say so. The fourth reward is example. Your boldness inspires others, giving them permission to be bold, showing them what's possible. The fifth reward is results. Boldness often leads to tangible outcomes, a promotion, a successful business, a realized goal. Even if the specific result doesn't come, the other rewards make the journey worthwhile. Here's an example. A friend auditioned for a major Broadway show. She prepared for months, worked with coaches, and practiced tirelessly. At the audition, She gave it her all. She didn't get the part. Most would call that failure. But a producer, impressed by her boldness, recommended her for another production. That led to connections, opportunities, and a successful theater career. Not the path she planned, but one that worked out better. That's how life rewards boldness. Not always as you expect, but often in ways that surpass your plans. Boldness doesn't mean recklessness. True boldness is thoughtful, strategic, calculated. You don't jump off a cliff without a parachute. That's foolishness. You study skydiving, train, prepare, then jump. That's boldness. So how do you cultivate this? Here are principles that have served me well. First, get clear on what you want. Boldness without direction is like a ship without a rudder, powerful but aimless. Define your goals, values, and vision. What matters to you? What legacy do you want? What problems do you want to solve? Clarity makes boldness easier because you know what you're being bold for. Second, educate yourself. Bold people are learners, always expanding their knowledge, skills, and understanding. They read, attend seminars, find mentors, and surround themselves with inspiring people. The more you know, the more confident you become, and the easier it is to act boldly. Third, start small and build momentum. Boldness grows with use. Practice it daily. Make that call, share that idea, ask that question. Each small action builds confidence for bigger ones. Fourth, anticipate obstacles. Bold people expect challenges and prepare for them. They have contingency plans, build resilience, and develop mental toughness to persist when things get hard. Fifth, find your support system. Boldness is easier with people who believe in you, encourage your dreams, and celebrate your successes. Treasure them and be that person for others. Boldness requires conviction. You must believe in what you're doing, why you're doing it, and who you are. Many struggle with boldness because they don't believe they deserve success or have what it takes. But you are worthy. You do deserve success. You do have what it takes, not because you're special or privileged, but because you're human with unlimited potential for growth. Your past doesn't determine your future unless you let it. Your circumstances don't limit your possibilities unless you accept them. Your failures don't disqualify you unless you quit. Life rewards the bold because boldness expresses self-belief. When you act boldly, you tell the universe, I believe I can do this. I'm worthy of this. This is possible for me. And the universe responds. The same opportunity yields different results based on how people respond. The bold sees it. The timid question it. The bold ask, why not me? The timid ask, why me? Let me share another story. At a seminar, I met a woman in her 40s, working a job she didn't love, just going through the motions. She'd always dreamed of being a writer, writing stories since childhood, but never sharing them, fearing rejection and criticism. I asked, what would boldness look like for you? She said, sharing my writing, maybe trying to get published. 6 months later, she emailed me. She'd started a blog, and the response was overwhelming. People loved her work. A year later, she had a book deal. 2 years later, she was a full-time author. What changed? Not her talent. She was always gifted. Her boldness changed. She shared her gift, and life rewarded her. Boldness isn't always rewarded instantly. Sometimes it takes time, repeated efforts, or adjustments. But a life without boldness is half-lived, filled with what-ifs and regrets. At the end of our days, we regret not what we did, but what we didn't do, the chances we didn't take, the boldness we held back. I want you to live fully, dream boldly, act decisively, and embrace the uncertainty of boldness to discover its rewards. Some say, I'm not a bold person. But boldness isn't a personality trait, it's a choice. Anyone can be bold. I've seen shy, introverted people do bold things when connected to a purpose bigger than their fear. The question isn't, are you bold? It's, what are you willing to be bold for? Find that, and boldness follows. Others ask, what if I'm bold and fail? So what? Failure isn't fatal, it's feedback. Show me a successful person, and I'll show you someone who failed repeatedly, but kept going. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before the light bulb. Henry Ford went bankrupt before revolutionizing cars. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job before becoming a media icon. The bold no failure is part of success if you learn from it. Life rewards action, not intention. It's not enough to want something. You must do something. The universe responds to what you do. Bold action creates ripples that transform your life and others. I call these moments bold moments, junctures where you choose to act or retreat. They come with butterflies, a racing heart, sweaty palms. Many see these as signs to back down. But what if they're signs you're on the verge of something big? I've trained myself to see these sensations as excitement, not fear. Recognize your bold moments and embrace them. Boldness requires clarity. It's hard to be bold when you're unclear about what you want or why. Try this exercise. In a quiet place, journal answers to 3 questions. What do I truly want? Not what others expect, but what I desire. Why do I want it? How does it align with my values and purpose? What am I willing to do to get it? What risks am I ready to take? This clarity fuels purposeful boldness. Resilience is key. Being bold once is easy. Being bold consistently, especially through setbacks, is where rewards lie. Resilience is bouncing back, persisting, adapting, and learning despite obstacles. Build it through experience, mental toughness, and focusing on what you can control. Try the worst-case scenario exercise. Ask, what's the worst that could happen if I take this bold action? Could I handle it? Usually, you can, and knowing this makes boldness easier. Timing matters. Boldness isn't impulsiveness. Sometimes the boldest choice is to wait, prepare, and position yourself for the right moment, like a surfer waiting for the perfect wave. But when the opportunity comes, act decisively. Discernment, knowing when to move or wait, comes with experience, mentorship, and self-awareness. Boldness looks different for everyone. For some, it's speaking to thousands. For others, it's a tough one-on-one talk. For some, it's starting a business. For others, it's ending a toxic relationship. What matters is stretching beyond your comfort zone in a way that's authentic to you. Don't let others define your boldness. Trust what feels bold to you. There's a special boldness in being yourself in a world pushing conformity. Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is taken." It takes courage to embrace your uniqueness, speak your truth, and live your values. When you do, you attract the right people and opportunities, creating an authentic, fulfilling life. True success is living on your terms, not others' expectations. Another powerful boldness is helping others, speaking against injustice, mentoring, giving generously, or creating opportunities. This moves you from success to significance, creating a legacy. The true measure of life is what you contribute, not what you accumulate. Serving others requires boldness, but the rewards are immeasurable. How do you sustain boldness over time, especially when tired or discouraged? First, celebrate bold actions, regardless of outcome, to reinforce courage. Second, surround yourself with bold people. Their courage inspires yours. Third, revisit your why to stay connected to your purpose. Fourth, prioritize self-care. Boldness needs energy. Fifth, keep learning and growing to boost confidence. Here are 3 challenges to practice boldness starting today. First, do one thing today that scares but excites you. Make that call, share that idea, take that first step. Second, for 30 days, keep a boldness journal. Each night, write one bold action you took, no matter how small. This builds a boldness mindset. Third, find someone who needs your boldness. A colleague needing recognition, a cause needing a champion, a friend needing support. Be bold for them. If you take these challenges, your life will change. You'll see new opportunities, gain confidence, and create results you never thought possible. Life rewards the bold, not always as expected, but always in ways that help you grow, expand your capacity, and enrich your life. I believe in your capacity for boldness, your potential for greatness. You have everything you need for a bold, impactful life. Do you believe it? If so, what bold action will you take today? Knowledge isn't power, action is. Reflect on what boldness means for you now. What's the bold step, decision, or dream you've delayed? Take it, make it, pursue it. On the other side lies growth, opportunity, respect, impact, and results. Life rewards the bold because they act, try more, and create possibilities by risking failure. As Theodore Roosevelt said, it's not the critic who counts, but the person who strives, dares greatly, and perseveres. Be in the arena. Be bold. Dare greatly. Discover that life rewards the bold.